I don't expect heroism in our age. It's wonderful when it happens, but you should assume
I think it's particularly egregious on the therapeutic front with regard to self-identity.
Yeah.
Because here's two things that every psychologist who's actually trained knows, if they are worthy of the name. The first is identity is negotiated by anyone who isn't two, like literally.
Yes. Yeah.
By three, you negotiate your identity. And if the definition of being a civilized person is that you negotiate your identity, and you do it constantly. Yeah. I mean, you and I sitting here in open dialogue are negotiating our identities, right? Because we're attempting to modify the manner in which we perceive ourselves and present ourselves as a consequence of exchanging information. We couldn't even talk. Well, of course, the people who push the self-identity mantra also claim that there's no such thing as free speech, right? There's no honest exchange of ideas between men of good faith, let's say, or goodwill. So that's one thing psychologists know, and they absolutely know this. And part of what you do as a psychologist, if you have any sense at all, is you teach people how to negotiate their identity more effectively. And so the second thing that psychologists know is that you expose people voluntarily to the things that frighten them instead of protecting them, in this trigger warning fashion. And all psychologists know that kind of overprotective attitude is definitely a pathway to psychopathology. And yet no one will stand up and say that.
I have a habit, which I learned from a late friend who was a journalist, which I've tried to stick with throughout my adult life, of always going to one dangerous country a year.
Mm-hmm.